Hello, this is Hamza again, and welcome back to Eldritch. I finished the Let's Play for Eldritch a while back, and after that Let's Play I've been doing another thing with this game, which is speedrunning it. I've actually done quite well at speedrunning Eldritch. It's one of the only games that I can really do that. Let's actually head to the leaderboards and I will show you. So this is the... let's go to the fastest top scores. So as you can see, I'm here with my 4 minutes and 8 seconds. It actually took me quite a while to get here. I'm messing up the words. I quite quickly got to around like 20, but after some serious attempts I have actually managed to get my time down to 4 minutes and 8 seconds, and I could probably with a little bit of luck get it down to about 4 minutes. But I'm not going to I'm probably going to do a quick run at around the end of this video, so that I will show you what a real run looks like, but I'm going to tell you how to run this game, because I think this game could use a little bit more running. It's there is a small speedrunning community. I'm not really part of it because I don't participate in any of that stuff. I just run for my own enjoyment, but there are some people who still run this game and try to get their quick times and such. But I'm going to show you a couple of simple techniques that will definitely help you running this game. So we're going to start from the very beginning. As you can see, I have actually increased my FOV quite a bit. That's a good thing to do. It should be in the display section, so you can get the FOV up to 120. It's actually really good for speedrunning because you are going really fast and you are going to bunny hop all the time. Bunny hopping, this is a technique you should already know. And just press space every now and then, you will go really fast. Another thing that is very important is the order you're supposed to do all these maps in. And one of the expansions actually made this a whole lot easier. Earlier you would have gone through these books basically in random order, but usually you would start with the first and then second and third, and then go back and plop all the orbs here and go to the final level. But because of the Halloween updates way back when, this jack-o'-lantern is here, and this is actually one of the places that will definitely affect the order we're going to do these maps in. So first of all, we're going to go to the first map, and the reason is this compass here always spawns here. It's always going to be there, no matter what numbers the random number generation comes up with. It's always going to be there. But we're not going to complete that map yet, and I'm not running this game. We're not gonna get a good time with this because I'm explaining stuff. Now that we have the compass, we want to go to the Halloween world, the pumpkin world, or whatever this is called. And the reason is we want a specific tool. The game is running a bit slow here. This is a problem that I have seen quite a bit with this map. Now it's back to 60 FPS. But we want to get a pickaxe. And the reason is that pickaxe has a bug that we can exploit quite a bit. So, of course, in a real run, you will want to do this fairly quickly, because, well, time. But since we're not really running, we can just spend a lot of time getting this stuff. We're actually starting to be rather low on health. You would normally never stop for a fruit, but we're going to do that anyway. You only stop for fruit if a fruit happens to be on your way out. And now, this is the interesting thing. So now let's actually do the first real level. So the pickaxe is going to be quite useful here. You can run this like normal. One of the old quick ways to run this game is to just jump down these holes as fast as you can. But since we have this, and this is a very good tool. So you already know that what it does is it removes blocks. But what you might not know is that it has a bug. Normally the pickaxe breaks after you have swung it a couple of times. But if you swing it and then immediately switch back to your other weapon or your fist, like that, you will actually break the block, but the pickaxe won't take any damage. And this will make it basically an unlimited pickaxe. You can use it as much as you want. And we're going to exploit that quite a bit. So for example here, the exit is right around under my feet. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this because the pickaxe breaks really quickly, but no, it doesn't, because it has a bug. And this is actually a valid speedrunning technique. This bug, it has been brought to the knowledge of the dev, and the dev decided not to patch it because he deemed it a valid tactic. Also, remember when you reach the final part of this level, be right above this building here. And the reason for that is, of course, you will take less falling damage, and if you land down there, you will actually have to jump up, and that takes time. So try to avoid that. Now we have the Soul of Dagon, and that's the first level done. And each time you come back from one of these maps, you actually get all of your health back. So you don't need to go here and find the fruit, unless you, of course, pick up the the extra health pickups from the maps, the fountains. In that case, you will, as far as I know, you won't get that health back. You need to actually get it from here. I recommend not to go for the extra health because it's not necessary. It's just waste of time. And overall, here, this map was one of my, I hated this map with passion. But because of this tactic, it's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Because you can just do this. And I actually love the person who came up with the pickaxe tactic, because now I can actually beat this level without having to be annoyed by the statues, which I still hate. Not quite as much as previously. They are still quite terrifying, but they rarely cause problems when you can do this. So this level is actually super simple to run, and this is possibly one of the fastest levels you can that you have in this game. And the reason is you can simply do that. And the game that level also has some nice drops that you can do, drop down and very quickly make your way through that level. This one is your run will fail at 3 stages. First stage is the jack-o'-lantern. You might not get the pickaxe and you might die in there. That's what the first place where your run can fail. The second place is this one. These 2 levels are really easy to run and they don't have a whole lot of dangers, but this one has quite a few of the traps, so you might end up running into those. The final is, of course, the last level. So let's go to this one. Here, if you happen to stumble upon the stealth boots, they will be really useful here because all of these guys are basically asleep, and you can fairly easily just sprint through them. But I don't recommend you actually, and that's one of the traps. You can die very quickly. I'm down to one heart already, and I'm not even running. I'm walking. This is speed walking. But yeah, I don't recommend you. Actually, I just failed that, so we have to go back. But yeah, I don't. I'm going to just run this bit because I don't want to waste time. So I don't recommend you go looking for the boots or the shops or anything. Don't look for anything apart from the pickaxe, and don't even look for the pickaxe too much. And I actually did that in the wrong order. As funny as that was. So I need to compass. Normally I don't do this, but that mistake happened because I was talking about stuff. I don't normally talk while I run. Also, don't pick up the keys. That's the pickaxe, and that's all we need. And we actually spawn right above the jack-o'-lantern. There we go. I'm going to get the orbs here quickly, so that so that we don't need to waste time with... I'm actually taking a lot of fall damage. We need to actually manage that a little bit better. But yeah, in this, like, in those kinds of cases where you actually run into some of the fruit or meat, just pick it up. And if you find rotten fruit, or the toxic fruit or the rotten meat, just eat that too. Because there is a chance that it will be deadly, like that, but usually the chance is on your side. And yeah, as you can see, I have failed quite a few of these runs already. A lot of stuff is based on luck in this game, so don't go expecting... actually, a medical kit is a good pickup. Everything that you run into, just pick it up. You're free to pick stuff up, you don't need to not pick stuff up. But don't go looking for stuff. That's my advice for you. Also, those fountains that you hear, maybe that would be worth picking up. Also, the enemies, you can run through them. That is something that you might have seen from my Let's Play. You can run through the enemies just fine. They don't actually cause any damage if you run straight through them. So definitely exploit that. It's not really an exploit because that's part of the game design. The game has been designed so that you don't take damage if you run straight through the enemies. And now I'm actually messing up the pickaxe trick. If you do it too fast, you will actually not get the hits, and the game will sort of get stuck with the pickaxe. So you might have to, like, one of the easy ways to go around that is to punch with the fists for like once. That's actually a relatively good way to deal with that. And if you get caught by enemies, they won't usually follow you to these holes that you dig. Apart from the roaches, they will definitely do that. Now we're here. So let's actually try to go about doing this the right way. So you will definitely need to be very careful when you go through here. Not too careful, because that's going to waste time, and you don't want that. You don't want any of that. These levels are actually, they are designed so that you can usually not dig through anything. I mean, you definitely want to dig if you think you can do something a little bit faster, but usually you don't really need to dig here. Usually it's more about like maneuvering carefully. And that's a key. We can pick it up if we want to. We don't really need to. And this is the end of this level. It's not really all that difficult if everything goes right, but oftentimes it might get a little bit hairy. This level is a little bit different. In this level you need to go up instead of going down, and that means you need to go up like stairs or ladders. There is a trick about ladders. You can sometimes, I'm not sure how to execute it, but there is a thing called a ladder jump. And what you do is you grab the ladder or jump or something like that, and that makes you propel up really quickly. It's a very good technique here. I don't really think it's all that useful anywhere else, because this is the only level that deals with like going up instead of going down. But if you can learn that, someone else will probably have some information about that. But if you can learn it, it's a good and useful technique. I personally don't think it's like necessary. You can definitely do without, but it's definitely a good one to learn for this level. All the other levels, not so much. And this level, it's all about map knowledge. The maps are randomized, but the maps always have... Basically, these maps are built from blocks. So a really useful thing is to understand what blocks have like the stairs up, so that you can sort of understand where you should be going. Also, don't even care about these statues. Actually do. That's bad advice. That's a Shoggoth. Like I said, they're friendly as long as you run straight through. But yeah, this level can sometimes screw you over quite quickly. And here you might want to dig through some of these. And there we go. And that's actually a really good time, 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Yeah, it's definitely up there. But it's of course not one of my best runs. But it's still a good run, so hopefully this has explained some of the techniques that you can use to speedrun this game. You should be able to get at least the... there is the... let me see... the achievement for... never enough time, which is finish the game in under 10 minutes. That's actually... if you use these techniques, that's really easy. You can get under 10 minutes on your first run, pretty much. If you cannot, then no matter, try again. You should be able to get under 10 minutes if you do stuff like I did. It's actually pretty easy. You might also get the Not a Scratch achievement, but of course I took quite a bit of damage during that run, so it took me a couple of runs, and I actually did my Not a Scratch run with... well, it wasn't really a speed run, it was a short and very calculated run. But similar techniques can be applied for that. But yeah, that's basically how to speedrun Eldritch. It's a nice game to speedrun, it's always a little bit different, and I have wasted like 10 hours just speedrunning this game. So I do definitely recommend that if you pick this game up, do a bit of testing with the speedrunning. This game actually is quite good at that, because it's a semi-randomized, so you will always get a little bit different of a run, so it will be interesting and you don't need to plan everything very like carefully. You can just sort of go with it, go with the flow. But yeah, I do recommend this game, and this is one of the only games that I can actually speedrun, so don't expect me to teach you about any other speedruns or to speedrun anything else, because, well, quite frankly, this is the only game that I can speedrun. I might be able to do some, like, Doom, like, part-times, but that's the only other game that I can do relatively good at. But yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and we will see in future videos.